awakening about what is right and what is not right. And we just want everyone to forget about that a few years later. And the Valley is back because Scandival is the biggest thing. And Jax and Kristen are back on the TV. We even had Kristen address it as if, like, you know, a 30-minute, 30-second PSA with Kristen would make all that okay. And by the way, then Faith Stowers sued the very next day. And my sources have told me Kristen has suffered, you know, not a setback in her career. I just think Kristen went through it once the Faith lawsuit came out. I mean, I could see that. We don't have time to get into all of this right now. This is just a quick hit. But you know, I do think it's a double standard. I am not even taking a side either way on any of this. I'm just giving you the facts. But where do we go from here? I mean, Mary is Mary. I don't think she's like needed for the show, but she certainly isn't bad for the show. So I would venture to say Mary does not lose her friend status job over this. And Lisa Barlow, I mean, according to the report, seems to be okay, but certainly this is not okay that this word is used. And this is like the third strike against Mary. So I don't know. I mean, Mary is Mary. By the way, Mary also, first of all, we don't even really know what happened. And Mary also has posted a picture of her own son saying that we don't know all the facts. Where I was like, God, has Mary blocked me? I'm like, another housewife that's blocked me. But here she is, 142,000 followers. And Mary says, my beautiful son. That's all she says. But somewhere else, I saw that it said, you don't know the full story. Maybe someone added that. Who knows? But her post here is just my beautiful son. I could have sworn somewhere it said, you don't know the full story, but I don't quite see that here. So, developing story, guys. What do you think of all this? Let me ask you. Should Mary lose her job over this? Should we continue with Mary? It's a good question, right? But shame. Louie Relias this weekend on Patreon. We will be discussing a lot of things, but Louie has now sued the lawyer that is representing his ex, Vanessa. I'm breaking it all down. We are going to go slow, just like we did this past week with Is the End of Bravo Near, which thank you all for listening. One of our biggest days on Patreon, where I broke down the future of each show and all these Andy rumors. And I gave Andy some advice as if he cares about my advice. He has plenty of money. He's doing just fine. But we're going to break down the Louis lawsuit. He's suing, but we're going to talk about lots of other things. So as far as everyone asking me to talk about that, that's for the weekend. Um, where do I want to go in this limited time that we have? Raquel and Katie. Raquel has apologized on her podcast, saying, you know, she got Joe, her and Katie were at the same award ceremony. She had Joe. This Joe is right in the middle of it all, huh? She had Joe post the article that said Raquel was best dressed, Katie was worst dressed. Raquel did a whole podcast on it saying, you know, that was petty and that she should not have done that. And she is learning. And she texted Katie an apology. I love how all these people still have each other's phone numbers and they just go right to the text. Forget that DM. She texted her to say, I'm so sorry. That was not right, and I'm learning from my mistakes. And Katie said she does not accept or want apologies. She wants to see a change in action, this Katie Maloney. I mean, haven't we seen some change in Raquel's actions? I have, you know, I really have. I don't know. I feel that she has learned something from going away to the program. And I feel Raquel is trying. I really do. I cannot change how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel Raquel is trying to take accountability, and you say something and you go right to the source, and Katie wants no part of it. I think Katie said, you know, thank you for apologizing for this, but basically, why don't apologize for blowing up everyone's life? I don't even think Raquel really blew up everyone's life. I don't know. I still don't see what the big deal was. I know it was your good friend and this and that, but I don't know. I feel that people, I don't know, people don't cheat that don't want to cheat. So if someone's really, I don't know, I believe in letting a cage bird fly and it will come back to you. I think if you're dating someone and you try to keep them under lock and key, that's not what type of fucking miserable relationship is that? When someone's in love with you, they don't want to cheat. And often I do think that when someone cheats, it is or does something like this to a friend, it's they have things they have to work on themselves, not making excuses. But I don't know. It's a long about way to say that it's nice enough that she texted Katie to apologize. I mean, I wouldn't have. Where else do we want to go in our limited time here today? What is keeping me up at night? Brittany has been doing a lot of interviews, our Brittany and Jax. Still not sure I feel and believe all of this. Brittany has revealed that Jax is the one that spearheaded getting the Valley onto the air. Shocker. I think we all knew that. She's saying that the idea of a first, I mean, you just sometimes have to feel so I don't know if bad is the right word, but you have to feel for Brittany. Like I think under it all, she is just a nice girl from Kentucky. I know a lot of you don't think so. I've had Brittany on this podcast. Lots of you were not so thrilled, but she says the idea of a date is so strange. She hasn't had a date in 9 to 10 years. She's been with the same guy. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, has it been 10 years since you've been with Jax? I mean, what have we been doing for the past 10 years, people? Have we just been sitting here talking about Bravo? Dear God, God help us all. But she says, if she were going to go on a first date, she would like to do something simple like dinner and get dressed up real nice. I don't know. Her statements made me have a moment of, I have such a cold person from New York. Don't hug me. But my heart warmed for Brittany in this moment of like, I really hope it's all fake and this separation isn't really true. Shockingly, she says, I mean, shocker, I'm being sarcastic. She says, it's all going to play out because we pick cameras back up. Really? Shocker. Jax is loving this. And in Jax's eyes, if this is really true and it's not just all for show, I guarantee you in Jax's eyes, it's like he feels I'm doing what I have to for Cruz and for my family. And even though I'm being a total douchebag and a dog, my reasons are right. I get that warped sense of reasoning, Jax, but I don't know. Summer House, is it okay to just say, I'm over this show? Is that bad? First of all, is anyone watching Summer House out there? No shade. It's an actual real question. Slip into the DMs. Let me know. It's not bad. Some people are saying it's like the best season ever. You know what the problem is that I have with this season? I mean, I'm just over Carl and Lindsay. It didn't work out.